Hello, good beings, and welcome back to Midnight Requiem. Today we'll be talking about Ferruccio Lamborghini. Was an Italian automobile designer, soldier, inventor, mechanic, engineer, winemaker, industrialist, and businessman who created Lamborghini Tiratori in 1948 and the automobile Lamborghini in 1963, a maker of high-end sports car in San Agata, Bologna. Born to great farmers in Renzau from the commune of Cento in the Emilia-Romagna region, his mechanical know-how led him to enter the business of tractor manufacturing. In 1948, when he founded Lamborghini Tiratori, which quickly became an important manufacturer of agricultural equipment in the midst of Italy's post-World War II economic boom, in 1959, he opened an oil burner factory, Lamborghini Versace, which later entered the business of producing air conditioning equipment. Lamborghini founded a fourth company, Lamborghini Oleodinamica, in 1969 after creating Automobili Lamborghini in 1963. Lamborghini sold off many of his interests by the late 1970s and retired to an estate in Umbria, where he pursued winemaking. Ferruccio Lamborghini was born on 28 April 1916 to viticulturists Antonio and Evelina Lamborghini in house number 22 in Renzau di Cento in the province of Ferrara in the Emilia-Romagna region of the northern Italy. According to his baptismal certificate, Ferruccio was baptized as a Roman Catholic 4 days later on 2nd May. As a young man, Lamborghini was drawn more to farming machinery rather than the farming lifestyle itself. Following his interest in mechanics, Lamborghini studied at the Frati Tadei Technical Institute near Bologna. In 1940, he was drafted into the Italian Royal Air Force, where he served as a mechanic as the Italian garrison on the island of Rhodes territory of the Kingdom of Italy since 1911. After the Italo-Turkish War, becoming the supervisor of the vehicle maintenance unit when the Germans turned on their former Italian allies in September 1943, most soldiers either fled or were among the 30,000 Italians captured as prisoners of war. Lamborghini initially escaped capture but later returned to his former workplace in civilian clothes, working several odd jobs, and with the permission of the German forces opened a small vehicle workshop. When the island fell to the British at the end of the war in 1945, he was arrested as a collaborator and was not able to return home to Italy until the following year. He married, but his wife died in 1947 while giving birth to his first child, a boy named Tonino. After World War II, Lamborghini opened a garage in Pieve di Cento. Lamborghini modified an old Fiat Topolino he had purchased, and in his spare time he made tractors, which would be the first Lamborghinis he would make. He made use of his mechanical abilities to transform the homely city car into a roaring 750 double-C open-top two-seater and entered the car in 1948 Mile Miliglia. His participation ended after 1,100 kilometers when he ran the car into the side of a restaurant in the town of Fiano in Turin. In 1947, he was recognized in the emerging market in post-war Italy devoted to agricultural and industrial revitalization using parts from military vehicle engines and differentials from ARAR centuries. Lamborghini built the first of his Carrozzeria tractors, themselves based on the six-cylinder petrol engines of Morris trucks. As petrol in Italy was prohibitively priced, Lamborghini augmented the Morris engines with fuel optimizers of his own creation, which allowed the tractors to be started with petrol, then switched to a cheaper diesel fuel Based on the initial success of the Ferruccio, Lamborghini founded Lamborghini Trotri and began manufacturing tractors. A Riva Acorama Lamborghini was registered and delivered on 7th June 1968 to Lamborghini. The boat was the first and only one fitted with two Lamborghini engines and had a special side railing for holding onto during water skiing and record attempts. The engine compartment was modified to fit the engines, and a special open exhaust was built to meet Lamborghini's demands. He owned the boat for over 20 years until July 1988 when he sold it to Angelo Merli, a close friend. Lamborghini's increasing wealth allowed him to purchase faster, more expensive cars than the tiny Fiats he had tinkered with during his youth. He owned cars such as Alfa Romeos and Lancias during the early 1950s, and at one point he had enough cars to use a different one every day of the week. Adding a Mercedes-Benz 300 SL and a Jaguar E-Type coupe and two Maserati 3500 GTS. Of the latter, Lamborghini said Adolfo Oresi, then the owner of Maserati, was a man I had a lot of respect for. He had started life as a poor boy like myself, but I did not like his cars much. They felt heavy and did not really go very fast. In 1958, Lamborghini traveled to Maranello to buy a Ferrari 250 GT, a two-seat coupe, with a body designed by coach builder Pininfarina. He went on to own several more over the years. Lamborghini thought Ferrari cars were good but too noisy and rough to be proper road cars. He categorized them as a repurposed track cars with poorly built interiors. Lamborghini found that Ferrari's cars were equipped with inferior clutches and required continuous trips to Maranello for rebuilds. Technicians would secret the car away for several hours to perform the work. Much to Lamborghini's annoyance, he had previously expressed dissatisfaction with Ferrari's after-sales service, which he perceived to be substandard. Lamborghini brought his misgivings to Enzo Ferrari's attention, but was dismissed by a notoriously pride-filled Modena. After successfully modifying one of his personally owned Ferrari 250 GTS to outperform stock models, Lamborghini gained the impetus to pursue an automobile manufacturing venture of his own, aiming to create the perfect touring car that he felt no one could build for him. Lamborghini believed that a Grand Tourer should have attributes that were lacking in Ferrari's offerings, namely high performance without compromising tractability, ride quality, and interior appointments. A clever businessman, Lamborghini also knew that he could make triple the profit if the components used in his tractors were installed in a high-performance exotic car instead. During the 1970s, Ferruccio Lamborghini's companies began to run into financial difficulties. In 1971, Lamborghini Trotri, which exported around half of its production of tractors, ran into trouble when its South African importer canceled all its orders. In Bolivia, the new military government, which had recently staged a successful coup d'etat, canceled a large order of tractors that was being prepared for shipment in Guyana. Tractors Union employees could not be laid off, putting immense strain on the company. In 1972, Lamborghini sold his entire holding in the company to rival tractor builder Sam. Soon, the entire Lamborghini group found itself in the financial trouble. Development at the automaker slowed as costs were cut. Ferruccio Lamborghini began courting buyers for Automobili and Trotri, entering negotiations with Georges Henri Rossetti, a wealthy Swiss businessman and friend. Ferruccio sold Rossetti 51% of the company for US $600,000, thereby relinquishing control of the automaker he had founded. He continued to work at the San Agata factory. Rossetti rarely involved himself in Automobili's affairs. The situation did not improve. The 1973 oil crisis plagued sales of high-performance cars, and manufacturers from around the world consumers flocked to smaller, more practical modes of transportation with better fuel economy. By 1974, Ferruccio had become disenchanted with his car business. He severed all connections with the cars that bore his name, selling his remaining 49% stake in the automaker. The shares were acquired by René Lemire, a friend of George's Henri Rossetti. After departing the automobile manufacturing business, Lamborghini continued his business activities in other areas, including his heating and air conditioning company, Lamborghini Color. In 1969, he founded Lamborghini Aerodynamica SPA, a manufacturer of hydraulic valves and equipment. In 1974, Lamborghini exited the industrial world and retired to a 3-kilometer square estate named La Ferrita on the shores of Lake Trasimeno in Castiglione del Lago, a town in Umbria region of central Italy. Returning to his farming roots, Lamborghini delighted in hunting and producing his own wines. Lamborghini even designed his own golf course, all while continuing to manage several business interests. Lamborghini fathered a child, Patrizia, at age 58. At 76 years of age, on 20th February 1993, Lamborghini passed away at Severstini Hospital in Perugia after suffering a heart attack 15 days earlier. Lamborghini is buried at the cemetery of Renazzo. All of Ferruccio's Lamborghini's companies continue to operate today in one form or another. His son Tonino designs a collection of clothing and accessories under the Tonino Lamborghini brand, as well as designing the Town Life, an electric micro car, which was revealed at the Bologna Motor Show in 1999. Ferruccio's daughter, Patrizia Lamborghini, runs the Lamborghini winery on his Umbria estate. In 1995, Ferruccio's son Tonino opened a museum that honors Lamborghini's legacy. Leave a white heart in the comments in remembrance of them. And as always, be loving and caring, my good beans.